Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the Liberal Loudmouth. So in the last video, I had talked about Joe Biden pardoning his son Hunter. This is a follow-up to that to discuss the implications of Hunter Biden actually accepting the pardon at all. A lot of people don't realize this, but there could be some pretty negative consequences of him accepting this pardon moving forward, because now after the pardon has been accepted, Hunter Biden now can be compelled to testify against himself in court or in Congress over things that he was just pardoned about. Now, it's certainly possible that there were some crimes that were committed, possibly by Joe Biden, probably by Hunter Biden. Now, I don't necessarily believe the Republican conspiracies that this was, a way for Hunter Biden to funnel money from Ukraine into the Biden crime family's bank accounts. I don't believe that. There's no evidence to suggest that that's true. However, crazier things have happened. I've been wrong before. I think what actually happened was that Hunter Biden used his last name because his dad was the vice president. He used his name to put himself in a position where he wouldn't have otherwise been accepted. And of course, they thought that they could get some kind of favor from bringing Hunter into the fold and finally allowing him to take care of himself, because up to that point, Hunter Biden was just a druggie, a philanderer, a general, just, low-level criminal, honestly. But I don't believe that Joe Biden was part of some corrupt plot. He was just trying to help his son. I think that's what's the case here. But if they did something, now Republicans can call his ass in front of Congress, in front of a court, and he'll be compelled to testify. He won't be able to not testify, and if he refuses, he can be held in contempt of court. And if he lies about it, he can be held under perjury charges, even with the pardon. So how this came to be is that back in 1950, this journalist named Burdick, he was, I think it was the New York Tribune or something like that, he had information that a grand jury had wanted. And he refused to give this information because it would reveal his sources, and he declined to testify under his Fifth Amendment right. So the president at the time was going to issue a pardon to him so that, if there were any crimes that he wouldn't be found in violation of, and so that it would force him to testify and destroy his Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination. And he said, no, you, I'm not going to take that pardon. I'm not in trouble here, and I'm not going to get rid of my sources. Well, it went to the Supreme Court, and they ruled in his favor, and saying that, look, you don't have to take this. We've already ruled on this in the past, back in like the 1800s, and they had said, well, you don't have to take a pardon. It's a gift. It's not something that you have to receive. And let me go ahead and read a little bit from this Burdick v. United States court case. A witness may refuse to testify on the ground that his testimony may have an incriminating effect, notwithstanding the president offers, and he refuses a pardon for any offense connected with the matters in regard to which he is asked to testify. There are substantial differences between legislative immunity and a pardon. The latter carries an imputation of guilt and acceptance of a confession of it, while the former is noncommittal and tantamount to silence of the witness. So what that's saying is that with a pardon, it actually carries with it some type of admission of guilt, because if you accept a pardon, you're saying, okay, I need this pardon because in some form or fashion, I did something that was against the law. And in Burdick's case, it was like, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just not going to reveal my sources. I cannot be compelled to testify against myself, and you don't get to know what reasons those are. So he declines the pardon, and it works out for him. So in this case, Hunter Biden absolutely can be dragged in, and he will be dragged in to Congress or into a court, and they will try to find whatever they can to further prove their point that Joe Biden was a piece of crap, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I don't think they're going to find anything. I honestly don't think they're going to find anything. Joe Biden, for all of his flaws, doesn't appear to be some kind of criminal. I mean, Joe Biden was like one of the poor senators for like his entire career until more recently when he became vice president, and then he started accruing, money. And of course, Republicans trying to tie Ukraine and China to this and saying that, Hunter Biden was going, and I just don't buy that. Okay. It just doesn't make any sense. That actually kind of goes against Joe Biden's character. Then again, Joe Biden was always a neoliberal who loved banks and pharmaceutical companies, and then come around this time during his presidency and he did a complete 180. So it's entirely possible that Joe Biden did some things that maybe he shouldn't have. And now Hunter will be compelled to testify, and if he doesn't, then he'll be charged with something else, and Joe Biden won't be there to pardon him for that. So I guess, we'll see what happens, but this is why people who break the law should get in trouble for breaking the law, assuming the law itself isn't a problem, right? Assuming the law isn't just an unfair way to, like a poll tax, or, oh, you can't vote because you don't know how to read, or, whatever the case is. So long as the law makes sense, if you violate said law, you should be punished for it. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's the way it should go. And nobody, not even the president, should be immune from it. But, now Trump has immunity and he's a king and he's going to rule that way. He's going to break the law. He's going to do all these things. But unfortunately now, after Joe Biden pardons his own son in a very political and personal move that shows bias and favor, it kind of diminishes the arguments that Democrats might have otherwise had. And unfortunately, people on like Blue Sky, they're like, yay, yay. Oh, it's so great. Hunter's such a great person. He had cleaned up his life and he had done all these great things. Y'all aren't thinking about the implications of this. Hunter Biden, I don't give a shit about Hunter Biden. That dude was an adult, and for years and years and years, this dude went around philandering. He went around prostitutes and doing drugs and all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm sorry. I got no love for the guy. Don't care about the guy. They should have let him just take his punishment as it was, and that would have been that. And maybe Trump still would have gone after him, but, at least he still would have had his Fifth Amendment rights where he wouldn't have to be compelled to testify. And now that's not the case. So I guess Republicans are probably laughing about that at this point. Anyway, just a little history lesson for y'all. Please let me know what you think in the comment section, and like and subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate the support, and we'll catch you in the next video. This is the Liberal Loudmouth. Peace.